All the paintings are all of the place that I grew up in Coventry. I kind of spent all my childhood in this area. They're places that have been familiar to me since I can remember thinking about things. They're not places where anything really specific happened, but they're like a little brick wall or a little patch of grass. It's just something which was always witnessed to me kind of walking past it, which seems an odd thing to always to want to kind of make a painting about. But I mean, when I was growing up, because you were quite good at drawing and quite good at art at school, I thought about wanting to go to art school. I thought about wanting to be an artist, and I was always getting books out of the library about Van Gogh or Picasso, and they used to live these kind of sensational lives, you know, of drinking and shooting, and it always seemed so fantastic. And I just thought, God, all I do all day is watch TV. Or growing up, we used to go to school and come home and watch Grange Hill or something, and I just thought, when will my life start so I can start making art out of it? In the end, I just kind of, I don't remember making a decision about what the work was going to be about. I just woke up one day and found myself making this kind of work. I'd like to say that I kind of make the paint I use as like a real conceptual idea, but just one day those paints were around. I don't know why they were around. I think they might have come out of an old box of things from home. Just these little modelling paints. And I don't know why I would have had them. I don't really remember making model aeroplanes as a kid, and I was too busy trying to use oil paint and be Rembrandt. So, but everybody seemed really familiar with these little tins of Humbrol enamel. They were connected to painting airplanes or boats or a bike, or you use them around the house to sort of repair bits of things. And when I started using them, it seemed quite perverse. I was trying to make a painting which aspired to be something like a pre-Raphaelite image, a very, very fine art, high art sort of painting that was going to hang in a gallery. And I seemed to be using these materials which were unfit for the purpose of doing it, really. And but it gave me quite a little thrill, really. And like making a watercolour seemed. I know people do make watercolours, and it happens quite a lot, but me sitting in the year 2003 or 2004 at a desk using the same material that people have been using for hundreds of years, it just seemed bizarre. Because I thought the 21st century was going to be all computers and flying around and eating your meals out of tablet form, and there was me making a watercolour of a tree. And there was a kind of delight about that a little kind of furtive delight. I was still doing the thing that I was doing 30 years ago, using the same paints, painting the same thing, looking at the same thing. And there is a kind of dull familiarity about my work, and about what I look at. But I think that some of the things I like to try and explore or think about are notions of things like of mortality, or of the sublime, or of higher thinking, which I don't have. I don't sit there and think in a philosophical way about death or God or love or anything, but I know that they're present. I know these sort of things are present in my life, and I know that there are people who would travel to Asia to experience the sublime, or they'll go to the Austrian Alps, like Caspar David Friedrich, and experience where the sky meets the earth and the questions of God, or the smallness of humankind. But I think what happens if you don't go to those places? Does that mean you're any less connected to the greater things of human life? And I think if you can't find the sublime in your own front room, it's really not worth finding.